Welcome back to challenge number 4. So this time here we have some challenges, and then here the bonus challenge here as well. So before we start, so just go through the question in detail and then analyze the situations what we have to do, and then try to solve them on your own. Okay, so just go ahead and pause this video and try to do it. So I'm not going to read the question here step by step as I've already read. So take your time and then read the question first and then move on to the solution. Okay, so now pause your video and try to do the code. So if not, so okay, let's get back here. So and also here we have this test data which we have given here. So you can find this test data and this question here in the final files of the GitHub repository which we downloaded. Okay, so you can simply just grab this test data from there, and then we'll just simply start with our question here. So we'll just start writing. So here we need to take the constant. So here we want the husky's weight, right? So which is, let me just show you here, this husky weight we want it. So we are going to create a constant for that. Constant breed dot find breed, then breed dot breed, because here we are using twice, because here we want this here, this breed to go here, right? So that's why here we are writing this twice. Okay, and then we want here this to be set to this husky, right? And then here we want, in our first case, so they asked for the average weight, right? So we are just checking for the average weight here, and then let me just console.log husky weight. So when I run this, as you can see here, we got 26. With this we are done with our first challenge. So here challenge number 2. So in this case we are going to find the docs with the both the activities. So here, which is the fetch and running. So as you can see here in this wherever you find here the fetch and running, so we need to get this. So fetch and running. Okay, so for that we'll just write the code here. So let me just create a constant for that. Constant doc both activity. So here we'll just say breeds dot find of breed dot. So here we need the activities, right? We need to check. So in this activities, we need to see for the includes, which is the fetch and operator. Here we are using breed dot activities dot includes. So here we want the running. We'll just console.log this. So when we run this here, we are getting so wait. As you can see here, it is the Dalmatian, as I have shown you here before, right? So here it is having only the one dog which is having the running and fetch, and then our constant is breeds, right? So that's what we just called out here, the breed. So when these conditions both were true only, then here it is coming here the Dalmatian. Okay, with that we are done with this 2, and then let's just move on to the 3. So we should create an all activities. For that we'll just say constant all activities. So here we want the breeds dot map, because here the map function only brings it together. So breed dot activities. So we'll just console.log this all activities. So when we run this, as you can see here, we have a array here, and then here we are having these all. So here we have an array of arrays. So however, the instruction says that we should have only one array of all the activities, not an array of arrays. So here we use the flat method. See here, when we run this here, we are getting here, right? So indeed here we get this one array as an alternative. Whenever we use the map and then the flat, we just use the flat map method instead. So we'll just remove this flat, and then here we'll just use the flat map here. See, indeed here we got the same result now. So with this we are done with the number 3, and then let's just go to the number 4. Okay, so here we need to create an array unique activities that contains only the unique activities. So repetitive of these activities, which is here the fetch, and these all now need to come. So let's just create a new variable here. So let me just say here constant unique activities equals to, I'm setting here this to new set, because we want this here in the new set, right? New set of all activities. So when I run this, so here we use the set because they are always the unique. So here we have the 5, so here we have the 6 different activities that exist. So now finally we can convert this to an array. So simply just by putting here the brackets and using the spread operator here, we just converted this here, this the set into the array. So when I run this, as you can see here, it converted into an array by using here the spread operator. So with this we are done here with the 4, and then let's just go back to the 5. So this is the most difficult ones. So even though when you tried it on your own, so if you don't get this one, so it's no problem, we are going to do that now. But anyway, the instruction reads many dogs likes to swim, or actually many breeds likes to swim. And now the idea is to store all the activities that these breeds are like to do. So the ones that like to swim in a unique array. So here we have many dogs here in the, they like to swim. So we want to get all these activities and these dogs here into one separate array. So we'll do that here now. So we'll just create a constant swimming adjacent. So here we'll just say breeds dot. So here we need to filter out the remaining dogs from who are not swimming, right? So breed dot activities dot includes swimming. Okay, let me just console.log this swimming adjacent. So when we run this, see here we get, so here only the 3 dogs were there, so which we got here the result for those 3 here, right? So these 3 breeds that we manually identified, like I just shown you. Now what do we do next is we get these activities out of these objects here. So basically having an array where these activities are stored. So this means we could use a map again. So here now we are going to use the map method. So map of breed dot activities. So when I run this, as you can see here, but just like before, we don't want arrays of arrays, but we want all of these activities in one array. So we could just chain on the flat instead. So let's use the flat map here. So we got this one here, right? So let's just now make this them unique by wrapping them into the set in an array. So creating a new array. So what we'll just do is, so we don't want any repeat multiple things, right? So we'll just wrap this whole thing in here, and so we'll just wrap the whole thing using the spread operator new. especially the set. Okay, we'll just close that, and then when we run this, as you can see here, it works perfectly fine right now. So here we have fetch, swimming, running, and agility, right? So let's just remove the swimming here because that's not the adjacent we wanted. So we want the other activities. So let's just do the another filter at the end. So at this point we are just called the activities. So let's just say the activity should be different from swimming, right? So we'll just do that. Dot filter of activity, and then activity not equals to swimming. See here, when we run this right now, here we are getting the output here. So we just removed the swimming from here. So with that we are done with our 5 as well. So let's just go back to 6. So do all the breeds have an average weight of 10 kilograms or more? Simply log to the console whether it is true or false. So here we need the every and some methods. So there are also some other methods that gives the boolean like includes, but in this case we don't use that. So coming back to the question, whether all breeds have some average weight, right? So whenever we hear this all, so we need to use the every method here. So firstly, let's just go. So here we want this all average weights bringing here, and then we'll just do that using the every here. So we'll just simply console.log breeds.every. As I just mentioned, every and so every all only becomes true if all the elements in the array satisfies the condition we are going to specify here in the callback. So if this callback is true for every single element, then the every method will also return true, while in some method only the one of the element in the array needs to be true in order for the whole expression to become true basically. So in order of sum to become true, but anyway, let's again, each element in this array is a breed. So we are asking whether the average weight is 10 kilograms or more, right? So we'll just write console.log breeds of every. So every breed dot average weight. So we want less than 10, right? Greater than less than 10, right? So when we run this, see here in this case it is true because here if you see average weight, here it is everything here is above 10 only. So when we change here to 1, as you can see here it is turning here to false. So if just one of all these movements does not satisfy the condition, so it's little bit like the AND operator, but apply to all of these in the different array elements. Okay, so let me just put that back and then save it. Okay, so it is little bit okay, so now it is true, while the sum method is more like the OR operator. We'll use that in the next challenge here, which is the number 7. So okay, so here in our challenge number 7 we'll use that. So this task says that there are any breeds that are active, and active simply means that the dog has the 3 or more actives. So let me just show you. So here in this case activities which have the 3 or more, here in this case here we are having only 2, right, which are having 3 or more. So we want to check that here. So let me just say console.log. so here we are using the breeds.sum here, and then breed dot activities dot length. So we want it to be 3 or more, right? So we are just setting here this constraint here 3 or more. So when we do that, as you can see here, it is true, because here in these cases, these both lengths are met with the 3 or more, right? So if we just remove here not 3, more than 3, see here, then it is the false, because no breed here has more than 3, right? So it is 3, right? So here we need to include the equals to as well. So then here it becomes the true. So again, this sum method here is little bit like the OR operator. So it is enough for one of the array elements to return the true here in the callback, for the whole thing to become the true as well. And we still here have the bonus question here to answer, right? So we'll just do the bonus right now. So this bonus task here in this case, it is to find out what is the average weight of the heaviest breeds that likes to fetch. Okay, so basically we are going to select all of these breeds that likes to fetch here. So here whenever you see fetch, so we are going to find this fetch and then these breeds. Then we just wanted to find the heaviest of all of them, so the one which is having the largest average weight. So let's deconstructing a problem into multiple parts always makes it easier to understand. So what we need to do here is, so first of all, find out these different breed. So first of all, find out these different breeds that like to fetch. So we'll just do that here, which we did here earlier as well. Constant fetch weight. So here we'll just say breeds dot filter of breed activities dot includes. So here we need the fetch. Okay, so let me just console.log this fetch weights. So as you can see here, we got this. So here we got the 5. Now in the next step we get the weights. So here we got these 5 breeds here, right? So in next step, so we are going to get the weights. So here we use the map function for that. Map of breed dot average weight only we require. So when we do that, as you can see here, we have the average weight, so of the 5 breeds out of this. And now all we want to do is to find the largest value of these, and for that we are having actually a hint here, which is to use the math.max method along with the spread operator. So let's see what this is all about. Okay, so let me just here create a one more constant here, which is the heaviest fetch breed, and then here we'll just use the math dot max of fetch weights. So of this one we are doing. Okay, and then we'll just console.log heaviest fetch breeds. So when we run this, as you can see here, we are getting the not a number. So that's because this math.max function right here does not simply accept an array which gives us the largest value. That's not how it works. The way it works is that we give it multiple values and then it gives us the simply the largest of them. So let me just show you here. For example, here if we do the math.max of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so when we do this here, so here when we do this math dot max of 1 2 3 4 5 6, so when we do this here, see, it gives us the biggest value out of it. So this way it has to be not in the array format like which we have here. Okay, So for that, we are going to convert this here into so we are going to convert this using the spread operator here. So when we do this, see here the 32, here it is the heaviest fetch breeds here. So with this we are done with the bonus challenge as well. So and we completed our challenge number 4. So with this we are done. Thank you.